is I'm going to teach you the difference between fantasy and true imagination, or true inner seeing. There's a false imagination, which is just you. Okay, let me teach you this. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. Okay, if I tell you to imagine a pink elephant, okay, you can like force yourself to think of a pink elephant. And I would say that part is egoic. Now, what the elephant looks like is in some ways truer. So did you imagine a plastic elephant? Did you imagine a herd of elephants? Did you imagine a baby elephant, a mommy elephant, daddy elephant? Did you imagine that just had a little tiny bit of pink, but it was mostly gray? Or was it like this fluorescent hot pink, glowing pink? All those images came to you. Like, I didn't really instruct you. And probably what first came, you might have modified. You said, oh, I don't like it that way, let me change it. So that modification that you did when I said imagine a pink elephant and something came to your mind, that modification of no, I actually want it this way, was your ego working. Now, it's not to say that you can't use your ego with true imagination, but what I invite you to do is really receive the images that come in and get curious about them before you change them, and to really feel like they came from some place inside you. Now, pink elephants aren't really associated with anything we care about, but in a few minutes we're going to do a guided visualization. So visualization, so just how I had you imagine a pink elephant, I'm going to have you imagine a healing interaction. And it's a fantasy healing visualization is where you just make it up in your head and you're sort of bossing it around. And you do a little bit of that, just like a little speck to get it started. But then the true imagination is like perceptive. You're actually perceiving symbolically things that are really true, that aren't here in the physical realm, that can actually help you if you've asked for them. So if we're asking for healing images, you will get healing images. But if you're busy making them up and making them look a certain way, you're actually stopping the process, okay? And making it all about you rather than being curious about this kind of extremely mysterious process. Mystery in the poetic sense of the word. That heart-opening mystery, not the I'm confused kind of mystery, all right? Okay, so that's that. So once we're suitably oriented, I am going to do a guided visualization. If you're watching this on YouTube, that part is reserved for the Spirit Gate, the members of the Spirit Gate Cancer Support Facebook group, which you are welcome to join. I do it this way because I want to create a little enclave, a little bit of effort to be in the group. Because this, I don't charge money for this, so what I need is your effort to show up, to figure out how to get onto a Facebook group, that kind of thing, all right? And if you need help, you can, write in the comments and my staff can help you with that. Okay, so a way to get out of bossing God around and consuming a healing and saying, just like, it's just ugly to me, is like, like demanding and commanding divine grace to obey your egoic desires. That's like ridiculous. All right. So, but we kind of do that because our consciousness is mostly in our three-dimensional awareness, where those skills of controlling are really important and useful. But we're doing a psycho-spiritual deed right in a few minutes, and so those skills that work so well with fixing cars and fixing dinner are not exactly what we want to emphasize. So a question that I'd like you to entertain is, what if the way we are showing up, or the way I, and you say it for yourself, what if the way I am showing up for this distance healing is cutting off healing rather than enhancing it? All right, and you go, what? That's terrible. How can you say that? But I can guarantee you that We all have blinders, we all have blocks, we all have a perceptive box that we live in, and if we opened that box a little, we would have more freedom to do more. We would be more creative and powerful. So just acknowledge that you do have a perceptive box, and ask to not get out of it, but to enlarge it. You know, the next step, what can I be aware of right now that will enhance this healing? All right. And that's a very different inner gesture than believing that you will be healed. If I'm, the way I believe things, and I believe lots of things, is I have this perceptual box, and I believe that this perceptual box will work. And any box, any way that you organize your thinking about spiritual phenomenon is automatically not true. Any descriptors, any words, anything like that is by definition not it. And so it's a reflection of it, it's a pointing towards it. I'm not saying that your ideas aren't wonderful, but they're not the same. You might think of like life after death. Like, until we actually die and experience ourselves out of our bodies, all our descriptors about it are modeled after our current consciousness. And I'm here to say that the consciousness that cures cancer is not in that dimension. So sort of loosen up your beliefs. You know, it's not that you throw them out, but you realize that they are representations of, with this idea, that they're representations of something that's beyond those ideas. You could say that the healing comes from a non-dual place, and I define that as a place beyond words and ideas. We can think about it, but the reality of it is not the words and ideas we have about it. All right, so have a loose grip on your ideas. Open your heart to the possibility of healing. The heart is the great organizer. And let's see where this goes. Oh, I want to have a little exercise to help you actually feel this, so it's not just a hard thought to think. So I'd like you to go find a beverage, all right? And like, I have my tea here, all right? And I'd like you to just feel the difference between consuming your beverage and receiving the nurturing from the beverage. So I'm going to demonstrate, and then while you're finding your beverage, you can, if you have something to eat around, you could do that too, but I want you to consume something, all right? You could actually consume something with your eyes if you know how to do that, but this is a nice one. So I'm going to just consume this tea. And you notice I'm just looking at the camera and I'm chugging. And I think my goal with consuming the tea, other than teaching you how to consume tea, I'm vaguely aware that it tastes like something, but I'm basically just getting it down. Okay, so that would be the wrong way to consume this distance healing. A nicer way, a more powerful way, a more holistic way, and I can tell you that the non-dual works holistically. It doesn't work with the bits and pieces that we're managing. It really doesn't do that. So now I'm going to hold this cup. I'm going to feel the cup in my hand. I'm going to feel my body. And you can do this too. Just kind of model along with me, because we got to get going with the healing. And now I'm going to put the beverage to my lips. I'm going to let myself really taste it. And I'm going to notice how it changes me. The warmth of the tea goes in, and it's like my whole body sort of opens a little bit and relaxes a little bit. And by being grateful for the warmth of my tea, grateful meaning heart, the tea is much more nurturing to me. It's like, oh, yum, 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 yum. Because I feel it down in my legs and my toes. I feel like the warmth spreading into me. And I can even feel the warmth of me receiving the warmth of the tea as filtering into my whole environment. I'm wondering what you feel when you do that. I'll be quiet. Let's just drink something from, and it could be cold. It could wake you up. You don't have to have warm tea. It's whatever it is for you. You could be, you could have cold, and it could be like helping you be alert or something. So just do this now and type in what you experience about how when you gratefully receive and connect and you're curious, what is this going to be like? And you find something new that you didn't notice before. Find something new that you just hadn't noticed about drinking your beverage before. And it will come if you ask. All right, good. All right, now those of you, okay, Dorothy says it's like watering a plant. Good. I think there's a little delay, so, yeah. Now those of you who are wondering, like, can we just get on with the healing? I need to, get my cancer cured. I invite you to instead say, what can I be aware of by this exercise that I wasn't aware of before? So Dorothy feels refreshing. Anne says cold vitamin water is tingling in her extremities. And Anna, if you had just chugged it, you might not have noticed the tingling in your extremities, right? It would have just been maybe refreshing or hydrating. Greg says, I can taste the grain in my drink, which seems more connected to the earth. Isn't that wonderful? So you're feeling like holistically how the grain is resonating with the part of you that's also earth or whatever, so it's a fuller experience. All right, so how are we going to do this with our guided visualization? The main way is just how you have a way of coming to drink a beverage that is habitual, but I'm inviting you to open your awareness and get curious about something new. And you want to notice spiritual things, so you might get ideas or feelings of bodily felt sensations of warmth or vitality. There's spiritual impulses can be anything under the sun. You can have emotions arise. You can especially have feelings arise of relaxation, of openness. You might get images. You might realize that when you do this visualization, and instead of trying to do what you're told, you're letting the images arise, it's going to be a very, very full experience instead of kind of a perfunctory one. All right. Dorothy says, I always forget to eat and drink more mindfully. Melinda says, mine is water, and it went to my heart toward the left of my middle chest. It's cool and refreshing. I love that, how descriptive she's feeling that. Okay, so in a few minutes, we're going to do our little, our amazing journey into an inner sanctuary. And I want you to bring the mindfulness that you drank your beverage with into this visualization and really get curious about what's new and different today. What can you be aware of that you weren't aware of before? So when we're walking along the path, you might become aware that the earth is supporting you, or the sun is loving you, or there's sounds that you hadn't noticed before, or that your spinning ball is different. And when we end your gatekeeper, you might notice something different about your interaction with your gatekeeper. When you go down to the pond, you might notice something different about the pond, either visually or experientially in your body. All right, and I won't have time to coach you through all this, so this is just your preamble. And if you want to do this a couple times, there's so much to learn from the simplest of things. All right, and notice physical things, emotional things, vitality things, images, smells, tastes. Just what can you be aware of that will enhance your connection to this, to help you receive it. All right? Okay, let's do it. All right. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe and join the Facebook group so that you can participate with us.